In the middle of our busy modern lives, it's a story we hear all the time. A relationship starts out with this incredible, powerful connection, but then slowly it starts to feel the strain from all the daily pressures. So how do you actually protect that bond or even renew it? Well, today we're going to look at one specific way designed to do just that. It starts with a really simple but powerful question, doesn't it? Do you want to renew your marriage relationship? That desire, right there, is often the most important first step towards making a real change. I mean, think about it for a second. Go all the way back to the beginning. Remember that initial spark, the easy laughs, talking about all your dreams, that feeling of excitement for everything that was coming. You just felt completely in sync. It's a pretty amazing foundation to build on. And then, well, life happens, right? It's usually not one big thing, but this slow, steady creep of responsibilities that just starts pulling your focus in a million different directions. And these are the usual suspects, aren't they? You've got work, the kids, all the day-to-day responsibilities. Then there are relatives and friends, even society and the media. On their own, they're just normal parts of life. But when you put them all together, they can feel like this constant pull, drawing all your time and energy away from the heart of your relationship. And this is what can happen. You start to drift apart, and it's so subtle you might not even notice it's happening. It's not about a lack of love, not at all. It's just a breakdown in connection, and it can lead to this feeling of being distant, even under the same roof. But what if you could just press pause? What if you could intentionally set aside some time to find your way back to each other? Well, that's exactly the idea we're going to explore right now, a real opportunity to renew that bond. And that opportunity is something called the Worldwide Marriage Encounter. Now, its focus is incredibly specific. This isn't some generic workshop. It is a weekend carefully designed for a couple to get back to their foundation and, maybe most importantly, learn some new ways to communicate more lovingly. So, to really understand what makes this different, we have to be super clear about what this experience is, and just as important, what it is not. Okay, let's break this down because this is really key. This is not a silent retreat where you don't talk. It's not group therapy or public confessions, so no, you won't be sharing with a big group. And it's not marriage counseling or some boring lecture. Instead, this is a completely private experience, just for you and your spouse. The whole thing is focused on your unique relationship. The goal is to give you a method, a tool to communicate better and hopefully find some new joy together. Okay, so that's the big idea behind it. But what about the nitty-gritty? What does this weekend actually look like in practice? It's a really focused journey all packed into one weekend. The whole thing kicks off Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and it wraps up on Sunday evening around 5 p.m. It's designed to be this little bubble set apart from the daily grind, so you have the space you really need to reconnect without any of those distractions. And really, the goal goes way beyond just that one weekend. The idea is to give you tools that you can take back into your everyday life, to help build a renewed connection and foster what they describe as a more joyful life, not just for you as a couple, but for your kids and within your faith too. So if this idea of setting aside a weekend to really zero in on your relationship is hitting home for you, the next step is actually really simple. Here's how you can find out more. So we end up right back where we started, with a question. This is just one approach, of course, but it really shines a light on how powerful dedicated time and intentional communication can be. And it makes you think on a bigger level, what does it take for you to actively write the next chapter of your own story together?